I guess the number one reason why I wouldn't study abroad is because of how much it costs to fly and study in another country.
I feel like some of the reasons why I would not be able to study abroad, or what would hold me back from studying abroad, would be me being different from the people that are in a different country. They might not accept my skin color. They may not accept that I'm a woman who is not dressing accordingly towards their culture.
My number one reason to hold me back from studying abroad would be the money issue, but other than that, preferably being socially accepted into a different country.
What would hold me back from studying abroad is definitely safety. I'm kind of afraid. I have this rational fear that someone's gonna catch me and take me away. And being in a country that no one I know is at is what kind of keeping me away from applying.
What would hold me back would be definitely not having my family there.
I studied abroad in Heilbronn, Germany. I had a really great experience. I learned a lot, met a lot of new people, and loved the educational experience.
I studied abroad in Heilbronn, Germany, and my experience was amazing.
I studied abroad in Morocco last semester. I was there for 5 months. I had an amazing experience, just being able to interact with new people and living with a host family that was Muslim and was just amazing.
The first country I studied abroad in was Japan, actually. I was in Yokohama, Japan. It was a great experience. I stayed with a homestay, great experience. I got to meet great people. Overall, it was a very good experience. It was a very good time.
I decided to study abroad in the United States of America, and my experience has been quite, enlightening. Different ways of socializing, cultural diversity, and just meeting new people. Opportunities for higher education, and it really makes you grow as a person.
I studied abroad in Paris, France during the summer of 2014 in a program entitled Global Justice. It was a life-changing experience. It was my first time leaving the country, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. I want to see everything that there is to see, and that was my first exposure to something like that. I think that living in the United States, we have a one-dimensional view of what things can really be like, and I want to see what different perspectives were around the world.
I actually didn't have a desire to study abroad before, but a professor came up to me and told me about this opportunity of scholarship to study abroad in Germany. I definitely didn't think that I could leave for half a year and study abroad with no one, going by myself, but he told me that it would be a really great experience and that it would really better me as a person. And I definitely had a close relation with this professor and decided to listen to him and start the process, and I have to say it's one of the best experiences that I've had.
The reason I studied abroad because I wanted to get a feel of a new culture. I'm from a small town, and my family, nobody ever goes overseas, so I was like, this is my time, and that's basically why I went.
The main reason why I wanted to study abroad was because I wanted to learn about the migration issues between Spain and Morocco, and that's what my program focused on. So being able to learn about the migration issues in Morocco, I was able to compare it with the migration issues in America.
I studied abroad because I honestly have been going through a lot. I went the summer after my freshman year, which was in 2014, and I had been going through a lot while at school pertaining to family, friends, a lot of stuff. So honestly, I really wanted to get away, and I figured there was no better way than to utilize a resource on my campus.
I decided to study abroad because the country I'm from, the Gambia, doesn't offer the program that I was looking forward to, the one I imagined to have, which is a higher education. It would take me to another level. So being a dentist becomes more of a reality to me.
I would say be very open to meeting new people. A lot of people around the world may not be used to seeing anyone of color or of a different race that they haven't seen before. It's a new experience meeting people who have never met your race or met someone of color, but there may be good experiences and bad experiences, but just be very open.
I would tell someone to just be yourself. yourself, and it's okay to not know anyone, and just basically just do it.
It can be a bit daunting, especially for someone of color, to study abroad because they might have reservations, thinking whether or not people will accept them for who they are. But it's definitely a great experience, and it's nice to see just what the world is like and what the world has to offer, especially for someone who is diverse, because many people of color don't get the chance to experience the world.
My advice would be, don't think that you can't go. A lot of times students think that they genuinely can't do study abroad because of the cost or for whatever reason. That is really a minuscule and a cop-out of a reason to not go to study abroad. You should always look into it. There are so many options for financial help, whether it be scholarships, donors, different kind of things like that. It's definitely possible.
I would say if you want to study abroad, if the desire to go to another country, not only to just take a credit or to just visit, and then maybe that could be like an internship, which is an internship as a study abroad program. I'll say go for it. I wouldn't say don't overthink it. If you have the resources, take it.
I became independent really quickly. College was a good foundation to start the experience for studying abroad. Before college, I never lived on my own or without my family. But after college, I've been studying here for 2 years and living on my own for 2 years, just with a roommate, so I was accustomed to that life. And then studying abroad was kind of like the same thing, just in a different place.
So being a person from a different country, what I learned about myself coming here is that I actually have more potential of making a difference in other people's lives. It's more of a reality to me now because I've stepped out of my comfort zone and I'm in the midst of a foreign place that I have to figure out for myself. So in as much as this is an enlightening experience and it's educational at the same time, it still gives you the opportunity to make a difference.
It was fun, to be honest. I felt like I had a lot of control over, what I was doing. It was a little scary at first, especially when I got off the plane and I was on my own in a country I wasn't familiar with. But I was with a group of people. We got to know each other. We even traveled to different places. So it was nice that everyone was in the same boat. And some people had traveled abroad before, but this was a brand new experience for all of us.
Studying abroad can be very challenging, but it's good to take the challenge and change the challenge to suit you so that the more you're stretched beyond your limits, the better you know you can do and the better person you become.
It wasn't too bad, honestly, because I've come into school. You really are living on your own. Without your parents, it's a little makes you a little bit more nervous because you might be across the world or something. But it wasn't too hard for me. I just knew that this was a great experience, and no matter what kind of negative thoughts, how I could be nervous, how I could be scared, how I could be uncomfortable, I understood that this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance, so I had to quell all those negative fears that I had and just enjoy myself and have a positive attitude about it.
I thought it was going to be the same as living on campus, but honestly, it was totally different. It was really difficult, especially the first month, being homesick, and being thousands of miles away from my house. So what I did was just speaking to the other students that were studying abroad. I was able to kind of deal with it, but honestly, it was difficult.
I applied for a scholarship given by the German government, and they provided around $5,000 and around 3,900 euros that made it possible for me to study abroad.
So I received 3 scholarships, one of them from Pitt, and I was able to use my paper scholarship, as well as the program that I went with gave me $4,000. So basically, that paid off everything.
We did a relatively short program. It was only 2 weeks, so I wasn't able to get any financial aid, but thankfully my mother was able to provide.
I actually ended up getting a scholarship from the school to help afford the study abroad program that I did.
The school offered me a scholarship because of my good grades. also receiving a grant from my parents that were able to pay for me, which I'm really,